How do you make decision under risks in your business? Yes, today we are discussing on how we can make a decision under risks in our business. Hello friends, you are welcome to this online Nepali mathematics tutorial channel. I have an illustrative example to explain this. Let's join with me. I will try to explain four things through this video. First, how to calculate expected monetary value. Second, expected opportunity loss. Third, expected profit with perfect information. And the fourth one, expected value of perfect information. These four things help us to make us better decisions under risks in our business. Now let's start. Okay, this is a problem. In first step, we calculate expected monetary value. For this, we need to draw a payoff table. Now let's draw a payoff table for this. Payoff table. In this payoff table, I am designing 6 column and 7 row over here. You can see here we have a 4 demand and 4 supplies are here, and which is taken from the questions. Now we work inside the cell. When we see here in this cell, from the supply side we have the value of S1 is equal to 1. Yes, we can see in the first cell here, there in the first cell, or we can say this is as uh, R1, R2, R3, R4. In this case, we can say here supply and demand are equal. Now what happens when supply and demand are equal? When supply is less or equal to demand, then the payoff value is equal to the product of supply and marginal profit. Here the marginal profit is given in our questions. Marginal profit is equal to marginal price is equal to selling price minus cost price. Selling price and cost price both are given in our questions. Selling price is 5 rupees and cost price is 4 rupees, and the difference between them is 1 rupees. That's why the marginal profit is equal to rupees 1. Similarly, we can calculate marginal loss. The value of marginal loss is equal to cost price minus salvage value. Salvage value means those things at the end we sell it in the second hand price, and the salvage value is given here 0. We don't have salvage value here, and the cross price is given here rupees 4 minus salvage value is 0. That's why marginal loss is equal to rupees 4. On this way we determine marginal profit and marginal loss. So in the case of row 1 and column 1, we have a payoff value is equal to supply value is 1 and the marginal profit is also 1. So 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So we have here 1. Okay. Now let's move into the second cell. This cell is known as R1 and C1. Okay, what is the value of R1 and C1? When we are computing value of R1 and C1, then we have to see here the value of supply and the value of demand in this particular column. The value of supply is 1 and the value of demand is 2. So we see here demand is greater than supply because supply is 1. In this case, we have supply is equal to 1 and demand is equal to D2 is equal to 2. So demand is greater than supply. When demand is greater than supply, then the P of value could be, when demand is greater or equal to supply, then we'll have the same concept over here, supply times marginal profit. So we can use supply times marginal profit to determine the value of this cell as well. So again we have here supply is equal to 1 and the marginal profit is 1, so the value is 1 over here. Here is the supply value is 1 and the demand value is higher and higher. That's why the same value we will find at the end when we calculate. Now let's move into the row 2 and C1 cell. What we see here in R2 and C1 cell, here the supply is 2 and the demand is 1. Here we have the demand is less than supply. The case is demand is less than supply. When demand is less than supply, then the payoff value is equal to demand into marginal profit minus supply minus demand into marginal loss. Yes, we already calculate marginal loss here, 4 rupees. Marginal profit is 1 rupees, and we have a supply and demand already here in this table. So what is the value for row 2 and column first? So we can use this concept. In row 2 we have a supply is equal to 2 and a demand is equal to 1. So we can use this concept. We have demand is equal to, we have a demand is equal to here, demand is equal to 1, demand is equal to 1, marginal profit is 1, marginal profit is also 1 here, okay, minus, and the value of supply is equal to 2. Here you can see here the value of supply is equal to 2 minus, and demand is equal to 1, and marginal loss is equal to rupees 4. Now use your calculator. So the payoff value is minus 3. Similarly, calculate here also. Here in this case, supply is equal to 2. Here in this case, supply is equal to 2 and demand is equal to 2. When demand and supply are equal, then which concept we use? When supply and demand are equal, then we use this concept, supply into marginal profit. Then pause this video and calculate. Now in this cell, third row, first column. In third row, first column here, supply is 3 and demand is 1. Here supply is greater than demand. Then which formula we use? Supply is greater than demand. Then we use this formula. Okay, this formula. So here in this case, supply is greater than demand. That's why we use this concept with this condition. Under this condition, we use this payoff formula. Okay, so when we use this formula up to here, then we will have here minus 7. Here supply is 4 and demand is 1. Supply is 4 and demand is 1. That means supply is greater than demand. Now we have a two condition. One is supply is greater than demand, and another one is supply is less or equal to demand. So in this case we also use supply is greater than demand. So here the value, when we use this formula, then we will have minus 11, and similarly now how we will calculate the expected profit? Expected profit means here what is the value for this cell? One, now take your calculator and start with me together. This one is multiplied with this 0.24 plus 1 multiply 0.3 plus 1 multiply 0.2 plus 1 multiply 0.1 is equal to 1. Again, okay, the highest value of this column or highest value from expected profit is 1. This is the highest value. That means highest profit, highest expected profit would be 1 when we select the supply alternative is 1. For our decision making, we choose these options. Now how we can calculate this EMV? Mathematically, we can write this as EMV is equal to summation payoff times probability. So for a number A, for our first decision, we have a conclusion here. The optimal number of the newspaper is 1 unit which maximize the profit. That means which we will have a highest EMB from that column. The highest EMB was 1. This is this value. On the basis of selecting this value, we are making this decision A. Now let's move to the decision B from the questions. Now we have to make another decision over here, which is in number B. We can see here what is the optimal number of the newspaper to be stocked as per the expected opportunity loss method. Yes, you can see here this is our payoff table which we previously calculated over here. Yeah, this is the same table. We need this payoff table for our second decision. So we are calculating the same type of loss table over here. For the loss table, what we are doing here, first we select the highest value from this first column. Okay, the highest value from this first column is 1, and all these elements are subtracted from this one. That means 1 minus 1 became 0. 1 minus 1. Okay, now in here what we do, 1 minus minus 3. That means when we see here in the rough side, 1 minus minus 3 is equal to 4. So the value would be 4 over here. Similarly, now in second column, what we see here, the highest value is 2. So these all elements are subtracted from 2. That's why 2 minus 1 is 1. After this, we calculate expected opportunity loss. That means we use a mathematical formula, that is EOL is equal to, we use the formula that is the sum of losses into probability. So these are the loss value and these are the profit value. So the loss is 0. 0 into 0.4 plus 1 into 0.3 plus 2 into 0.2 plus 3 into 0.1 is 1. And 4 into 0.4 plus 0 into 0.3 plus 1 into 0.2 plus 2 into 0.1 is 2. So the minimum loss is 1. So we can see here what is the optimal number of the newspaper to be stock as per the expected opportunity lost method. That means the answer would be optimal number of newspaper would be 1. Now our third question is find the expected profit with perfect information. For that we have to go from the first payoff table here. The first payoff table is here, and we need to select the diagonal values, or diagonal values 1, 2, 3 and 4. We circle here under the blue line. So we need to multiply the diagonal. So we need to multiply these diagonals value with this probability over here. That's why 1 multiply what we are doing here, 1 multiply into 0.4 plus 2 multiply into 0.3 plus 3 multiply into 0.2 plus 4 multiply into 0.1, and the value sum of this value is our the answer for number C. So mathematically we can represent EPPI as sum of payoff diagonals value into probability. Okay, what we have the sum of diagonals value over here from the payoff table. Payoff table is this one as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 1 into, and the probability value for 1 is 0 0.4, 0 0.3, 0 0.2, 0 0.1. 1 into 0 0.4 plus 1 into 1 into 0 0.4 plus 2 into 0 0.3, 2 into 0 0.3 plus, and the diagonal value is 3, 3 into 0 0.2, 3 into 0 0.2 plus, and we have another diagonal value is 4, and the respective probability is 0 0.1, 4 into 0 0.1, 4 into 0 0.1 is equal to 2. Okay, that's why EPPI is equal to 2. Now last decisions we have to make as EVPI. Okay, expected value, EVPI, perfect information, expected value for perfect information. That is also called cost of uncertainty. The cost of uncertainty is equal to what? We say this is cost of uncertainty, that is EPPI minus maximum EMV. Okay, we have EPPI is rupees 2 minus this one, and maximum EMV we have from the table. We can see here the maximum EMV is 1. So maximum EMV is rupees 1. So cost of uncertainty is equal to rupees 1. Yeah, on this way we calculate these 4 things over here at the beginning of this video. As I said, we calculate expected monetary value, we calculate EOL, expected opportunity loss, and we calculate EPPI, and we calculate cost of uncertainty on this way. That's why These are our decision number. By the help of this number, we make a decision under X. Thank you very much for watching.